All right, I'm doing several videos today because this is kind of a important topic and it's new, so it just needs a little practice to get used to that. But now we're going to ask, what score do you need to get to be at the 84th percentile? So we don't know what score it is, but we do know the mean and the standard deviation. So if you think the 84th percentile is going to be somewhere, oops, let me get my pen tool and get on that here. All right, so the 84th percentile, remember that there's 68 between 1 to -1, plus another 16 over here. So that's the 84th percentile. So I can answer that question. I can just look down and see I'd have to score a 25 because of our empirical rule. Remember that 68, 95, 99.7. Okay, so there's 68% between -1 and 1, and there's 100 minus 68 is 16 on both of these because 100 minus 68 is 32. So 16 here and 86 in here gets us up to the 84th percentile. So that one wasn't too bad, but the other question's a little tougher. What score do we need to be at the 60th percentile? So I'm going to erase a few of those things that I just drew in there. Okay, so to be at the 60th percentile, I know if I scored a 20, I'm right at the mean, so I'm 0 standard deviations. That means I scored better than 50% of the people. And we just said if I scored a 25, I'd be at the 84th percentile. So it's going to be somewhere between 0 and 1 standard deviations, so somewhere between 20 and 25, but I'm not sure where. So to do that, I got to figure out what a z-score is to be at the 60th percentile. So the easiest way to do that is go over to the calculator. And I'm going to clear this off for right now. And I'm going to use another function under the vars. So I hit second. Distribution is what I'm actually picking, the orange one. And I'm going to go down to inverse norm. So it kind of works that table backwards. And I'm going to say I want to be at the 60th percentile. So I'm going to put in 0.60 in there and close off my parentheses. And it tells me at the 60th percentile, I'd have to have 0.25 for my z-score. So if I look back over here, that makes sense because it's between 0 and 1. Okay, so this was 84, this was 50, so at about a quarter of a standard deviation above the mean, there's going to be 60% less there. Okay, so I'm going to use this over here. So I just figured out that was 0.25. Let me look at that one more time. So it's 0.253, so I just round to 0.25. So in my formula here, I'm going to put in 0.25 for my z. I'm trying to figure out the score I need. I know the mean is 20 and the standard deviation's 5. So remember back from algebra how you'd solve a problem like that. I'd multiply both sides by 5. So if I take 0.25 times 5, I get 1.25. Over here, the 5's cancel when I multiply by 5. So I get x minus 20 left over there. And I just add 20 to that side. And my answer is I'd have to get a 21.25 to be at the 60th percentile. And that is between 20 and 25, where I thought it should be for my picture. So that if you draw the sketch on your paper, then you can kind of tell if your answer makes sense. But the answer to be at the 60th percentile would be 21.25. Okay, can I stop my sharing? That is. What happened to that screen? All right, come on. says, where's my stop sharing? God, I hate these things. Leave. Come on, just stop sharing already. God damn son of a